So here we have our spreadsheet with all of our cells, and today I'm going to be using the NFL as my example. So I looked up NFL all-time win-loss records, and I found this nice graph with all of the data that I need, and I copy and pasted it with Control C, and then I went back to my doc and clicked on the cell A1 and Control V, and as you can see, it was all there, but the names were being cut off and it was kind of just cramped. So what I did is I clicked the top left and I selected all of the cells, and I clicked the line in between A and B so all the cells would be the same width and the same height. So I played with that, and then I formatted it so everything was centered, aligned in the middle, and make sure text wrapping is on. And I had to make the cells a little bit bigger so that you could see the full name of each team. Now our data looks good. Now we're going to get rid of the information we don't need. So rank in this situation is not needed. So I'm going to press Command, and then I'm going to go to Edit, Delete, Column A to get rid of that information. So now we're going to move over to, we're going to click on row 1, and we're going to press View, Freeze, 1 row, and then I'm going to click on column A, view, freeze, 1 column, so that if we scroll down the chart, we can still see the stat that it's displaying, and if we scroll left and right, we can still see which team has that stat. So now we're going to learn how to sort the document. So you want to click on the column or the row that you're trying to sort, usually the column, and click the little arrow in the top right. And sort sheet A to Z will obviously make it go from least to greatest, and Z to A is greatest to least. You can also sort it by alphabetically. So as you can see, the teams in the alphabet, but the one we're looking for is A to Z for this assignment, so our graph looks all nice once we insert it. So now I'm going to show you how to change the background color, the text color, the font, and bold and italicize. So we're going to want to select the column or the row that we're trying to change the background of, and click the little paint bucket and click that color. I'm going to make one green, and I'm going to make losing red. And then to change the color of the text, you're going to want to select the little A in the top in the menu bar and click the color that you want. And to make it bold and italicized, you just want to do the same thing. Click on the row and click the B or the I. And for text, you're going to want to click where the font is, and you can change the font and the size if you select the whole column. So now we are ready to insert our graph. So what you're going to want to do is select all of column A in this situation, because those are going to be our headings. And then you're going to want to select the top cell of % and hold down either Command or Control and then Shift, and you can just scroll to the bottom. And then you're going to want to click on the button in the menu bar that says Insert Graph, and this is what it's going to look like. So now we're going to move the graph just down to get it its own space, and I'm going to stretch it out to make it easier to see the individual columns. And so to make it look cleaner, you're going to want to go over to Customize, Chart and Axis Titles, and go to Chart Title. And this chart, I'm going to call it NFL Teams All-Time Win to Loss Percentage, because that is what the chart is displaying. And as you can see, this chart is kind of broad because it just says 0.0, 0.2, 0.4. So you're going to go down to grid lines and ticks, major step type, and I'm going to make mine 0.03. So you can kind of tell where the line shows up on the graph. So now you can see we have all the team names on the bottom, their win-loss % on the side, and columns that have everyone's all-time %. So now I'm going to show you how to change the color of an individual column. So I'm going to look up NFL team color codes because I want mine to be close, like the exact color of the team. And so this is a nice website that I found where if you scroll down and I click on the certain team that I want, I'm just doing the Ravens because they're at the top, and it will give me everything that I need. But for this project, we're going to use the hex color code. So you're going to Control-C that and copy it, and then go back over, and I'm going to find the Baltimore Ravens on this graph. And once you find them, you want to double click on them, and it will pull up this thing on the side, and you're going to go Fill Color, Custom, and then you can paste, Control-V, your color code right in there, and it will change the color of that individual column to that same team's color. But you might want it to be more specific, so you want to go back, and I'm choosing their secondary color, which is gold in my opinion, and it looks better than black, and do the same thing, Custom, paste it in there, and now it has the line around it. But you might want to be able to see it better, so you go to line thickness, and you can make it 4 pixels, but I usually do 8 so that it really pops out and you can really see it. So now, as you can see, we have our graph, and I'm going to close the things on the side, and if you click on the graph and hover over, you can see their exact percentage of each team, and it will tell you the team name at the top, and the color will switch if you hover over the Ravens. So now we have a graph that has percent, the team, and we have a spreadsheet that has all of their percents, games won, games lost, the games tied. And it also has their team and their division. Thank you all for watching, and that's a quick and easy spreadsheet tutorial on how to make a graph.